Yeah, but you can't hear me. Something's wrong on the north side. Or wait, can y'all hear me? No, you can hear me. But you can't hear the music. Hi. You can't hear the music though, can you?
Through every trial, he has never looked away. I am stronger than my past. I am held in perfect peace. I am worthy, yes, I'm worthy. He's in me. Now I stand in love so true. Oh, I'm brand new. I am made brand new in you. Thank you, Jesus. No more doubt, no more fear. No more fear. I am worthy, I am here. Yes, I am here. I am worthy.
Okay, so let's try this again. West side, can you hear me?
Through the storm, through the pain, you held me, Lord. Through the fire, through the rain, stand strong. I am loved, I am whole, I know it now. You have called me, made me yours. Thank you, Jesus. I am worthy, I am strong. Oh, I am strong. Been worthy all along, all along.
Oh, you said speak again? Can you hear me? Yeah, we tested some things out on the other side of town. Can you hear me? We good?
I've been running circles in my head, fighting battles with the words I've said. Tired of the lies that hold me down. It's time to turn this all around.
Now she done said speak again, but ain't said nothing back.
Looking in the mirror, I see the scars, but I know my
Thank you
healing
guys
starts
for
with my
trying.
heart. I'm letting go.
You said I sound like static?
God, your truth is what I need. I lift my eyes, let the shadows fade. Your love reminds me I'm beautifully made. You
Hey, maintenance man. What up, bruh?
in my mind, revealing truth I've been longing to find. Renew my mind, restore my soul. Take these thoughts and make them whole. No more fear, no
Like a
more
broken
doubt.
speaker.
Your love is all I'm about. Peace that comes when you renew my mind.
All right, is that any better?
For your perfect grace, I feel the
Like, does that sound any better?
no chains, no shame, I'm walking tall. Your voice has silenced them all. Speaking like
Or maybe it's just up too high.
now I'm flowing in a steady stream. Your power moves, your spirit leads, planting truth like heaven sees.
Maybe I just need to turn the mic up a little bit.
Through, chasing doubt away, renewing my strength with each word you say. I'm standing firm, I'm letting you lead.
Yeah, that seems like it sounds better already, right?
Renew my mind, restore my soul. Take these thoughts and make them whole. No.
All right, so we done found a middle ground, y'all. I've been having issues with the mic quality. and I have not been liking the the quality of the microphone. So we're trying something different today. So thank you guys for like bearing with us. Bruh, I definitely will check it out. Well, if I ever come that way. um, but yeah, if you have any flyers or anything, send it to me. I'll definitely share it out on my socials. Hey Janelle, welcome in.
Let your presence fill my space.
But
Rewrite
yeah,
my
hopefully that
story
sounds
with
better.
your
Blue, give me a
grace.
blue heart if that
I'm
sounds
stepping
better.
forward, I'm
You're
alive.
welcome, fam.
With you, my spirit will thrive. Renew my mind, restore my soul. Take these thoughts and make them whole. No
And
more
you guys can hear the
fear,
music, okay?
no more doubt. Your love is all
Perfect.
I'm about. Transform my
I want to make
heart.
sure that the
I'm
music is
ready
not
to
taking
find
over.
the peace that comes when you renew my mind. Renew my mind, don't make me new. I walk this path, Lord, hand in hand with you. Your truth, my anchor, my steady guide. Forever safe with
This
you
mic
by
is
my
way stronger than the
side.
other one.
Renew my mind.
Cause like I got it turned all the way down, and it's picking up everything. All right, guys. So I'm gonna try something new. Like I said, I'm introducing something new to the West Side. We still got the North Side going. So hopefully this works out. I'm gonna try something, y'all. Okay, so bear with me.
In the quiet moments, that's where I'll find a little room to breathe, leave it all behind. Give me room to breathe, I need some time to heal my heart, to clear my mind. Gonna love myself, yeah, I believe in the power of me. Just give me room to breathe.
All right, guys, let's get started. Great new day to all my self care family and friends. Welcome to another episode of the Room to Breathe podcast. I am your host, Life Coach 614, and I am so thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today. Whether you're listening from the comfort of your home or while you're on your commute or taking your morning walk. Just know that I'm grateful that you've carved this time out for yourself. Now, before we dive into today's episode, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to tap the screen, like, comment, and share. Your support helps us to connect with more amazing people like you. And if we're not friends already, be sure to give us a follow, subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on our latest content. I also invite each one of you to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. We have some awesome affirmative apparel, motivational merch, and a bunch of free resources designed just for you. No matter what challenges you're currently facing in life, remember that you're never alone on this path. We're in this together, supporting and uplifting each other every step of the way. It is time for us to choose to prioritize our well being, to embrace our growth, and to find peace in the present moment. So let's get ready to breathe, reflect, and grow together. Let me see some green hearts in the chat if you are ready. Thank you guys. Thank you, Crystal. Welcome in, Robin. I see you. So yeah, we're gonna do our best to work through with this new little setup we got going on here. Make sure you guys leave comments and feedback to let me know what you think wherever you're tuned in at. Also, let's do a little bit of a roll call. Where's everybody located at? Shout out your state. Let me know where you're at. We try to reach the everybody all over the world. Okay. Many of you know I'm in Ohio. It is cold. It's like 30 degrees outside. Okay, Miss Rauer in Pennsylvania, Crystal in Canada, Janelle in California. Oh my God, y'all got palm trees. Lady Blue in Illinois. Okay, I see you. I see you. Yes, ma'am. Blue, yes, that's the west side, and that's probably by far the best view ever. Chocolate Goody, welcome in, love. Yeah, the west side where it at. Not to be funny. What up, big dog? All right, guys. So listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I welcome all of you back to Room to Breathe. Um, this space is designed for us to inhale self care and exhale stress. All right. Um, as I already said, before, I'm your host, Life Coach 614, and today we're just going to be real about something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. We talk about it all the time. You guys know it's one of my favorite topics. All right. If you've been here for a while, you know I love to talk about boundaries. All right. Boundaries are our friend, guys. And so, um, I think it's important that we focus and spotlight, our needs for boundaries because a lot of times when we start to set boundaries, we begin to feel guilty, right? So today, in our focus on boundaries, I wanted to discuss how we cut people off without explanation. All right. The message is simple. All right. Since we out here televising revolutions and whatnot. All right. The message today is simple. No need to argue. Just revoke their access. Period. As my 2-year-old niece would say. Period. Right. So let me start by saying this. I used to be a professional over explainer. Oh, y'all, listen. I felt like it was my job to make everybody understand why I was setting the boundary. Like I would climb to the highest mountaintop to be like, y'all, I'm setting my boundaries. Y'all know how people go on FB and air out their business. That was me, y'all. I would be like, I'm setting my boundaries. Y'all can't talk to me like that no more. Y'all not gonna treat me this way no more because I'm tired of it. That was me, y'all. Okay. And, you know, I needed to make sure people understood why I was setting the boundary. Even though a lot of times I didn't even understand. I just thought that if I broke it down the right way, right? If I just made them see where I was coming from, then people would respect my decision, right? And you know what I got when I did that? more stress, more pushback, more exhaustion, right, Cassie? Like more people crossing my boundaries anyway. Like it was like the devil showed up and was like, "She got a boundary. Let's test it. Let's poke the bear." Right. So one day I just decided, you know what? I ain't doing this no more. Right. I started operating differently. In my head, a little voice. Now, y'all don't judge me when the little voice in my head be hood, okay? So one day, the little voice in my head was like, "Real gangsters move in silence," and I was like, "What? What you say? What you said?" It was like real gangsters move in silence. You ain't got to keep climbing up to the highest mountaintop, telling people what you're doing. Just do it, right? So instead of explaining, I started revoking access. No argument, no debate. Just click, doors locked, password changed, VIP closed, access revoked, return to sender, right? And let me tell y'all, when I started doing that, when I started moving in silence and just revoked people's access, that was a game changer for me. Let me tell you guys a quick story about a moment when I realized I was doing too much. I had a friend. We'll call her Tammy. Okay, we'll call her Tammy for the sake of conversation. And Tammy and I have been friends for a while. Okay, we have been through it all. We have seen each other through breakups, family drama, job changes, and y'all, I loved her. But I started to notice a pattern with Tammy. Every time I shared something personal, she would like downplay it, right? She would flip the conversation back to herself and flat out ignore my feelings. It started really small. I would say something like, "Ooh, girl, I'm feeling super overwhelmed here lately." And she'd be like, "You're overwhelmed. Listen to what happened to me." At first I would just brush it off like maybe she didn't realize that she was doing this, right? But it kept getting worse. I started noticing that she was making little jabs at me, right? And then what was even worse, I noticed that she was telling my business to other people. And what made that even worse, right? Probably the worst of all is she would never take accountability when I brought it up. Like when I would try to point it out to her, she would not take accountability whatsoever. And so one day, I finally decided to have the talk, right? And I had to sit her down and explain, that I didn't feel like I could really be vulnerable with her because whenever I would share something, it just seems like it gets dismissed. Y'all know what she told me? She told me that I was too sensitive, that I need to toughen up, that it's not that serious. Thank you, Chris. Rich Rising. She told me that I was being too sensitive. Now listen, y'all, the old me would have went back and forth with her. Right? I'd have flipped that conversation every which way but loose, trying to make her understand. But in that moment, new me showed up. And I was just like, bet, cool, right? No conversation. She wanted to go back and forth. And I'm like, no. I stopped explaining. I stopped justifying. I stopped arguing. Most importantly, I stopped giving unlimited access to someone who clearly didn't value me. I didn't make an announcement. I didn't cause a scene, right? I just revoked her access. And guess what? She noticed. They always notice. Janelle said, "Old me with a laid hand." Yeah. She noticed I switched up, y'all. She started hitting me up with the, "Hey, stranger," right? You know, when they text you, "Hey, stranger." She started telling people that I switched up. And for a split second, I felt guilty, right? Because Miriam, it leaves you feeling pretty guilty when you do it. And so, I had to remind myself that I'm tired of explaining myself to somebody who was really never listening to me in the first place. I'm not going to let you impose your feelings on me. Once again, I set my boundary, and you're out here now trying to rewrite the story that I'm telling. And let's be honest, y'all, cutting people off is not easy, right? Even when that person is draining us, we still hesitate to cut them off, right? And I'm like, why do we do that? Like, why is revoking someone's access so difficult? And part of me thinks that it's just the principle behind the fact that I let you in. Because we don't let everybody. So when I have to revoke your access, it's like a slap in the face because I feel like I let you in. It's like when you get a new boyfriend or girlfriend and you've already been guarded, but now you let your guard down and you let them in, only for them to violate, right? Then you just feel like a fool because you let them in. And so now all of a sudden we have to revoke a person's access and we don't want to because we don't want to seem mean, right? We don't want people to see us as mean. We don't want people to think that we've changed. We don't want to be labeled as selfish. But let me tell you something. You're going to be called all of those things anyway. And you have to be okay with it. Just because they say it, it doesn't make it true. People love you as long as you fit into the version of you that benefits them. And the moment that you start enforcing boundaries, prioritizing your peace, choosing yourself, you become difficult. You become unreasonable, right? You're fake, as they like to call it, right? You become fake. But ask yourself this question. Would you rather be labeled as selfish by them or completely drained by their access to you? You are welcome, love. Thank you for being here, Mary. And you guys, let's be 100% real with this. Some people are only in your life because you allow them to be. They're not here to add to your peace. They have zero intentions on pouring into you. They don't respect your boundaries. They just take and take and take. Miriam says we have to protect our mindset, our heart, and our life's purpose. Absolutely. Crystal says, started make stating my opinion and feelings constituted being called dramatic. Nope, not dramatic. Exactly. And it doesn't matter how careful we are about trying to be gentle with other people's feelings. There's a chance that they're going to call us all of these things. But that's a chance that I'm willing to take. If it means if it means that I have to sacrifice my peace, I don't want it. I don't want that little piece of you, right? My peace is more valuable than being left in pieces from the takers of the world. And so I think part of the reason why we have a hard time setting boundaries is because we overthink it. We forget that no is a complete sentence, right? We forget to, you know, say no and not negotiate. We come with a lot of explanation, right? I used to be the queen of long paragraphs. I thought, like I said, I thought if I just explained myself perfectly, if I was rather articulate, if I gave you examples and all of these things, that the person would understand where I was coming from. Most of the time, they just skim through the message real quick, pick out one little thing to argue about and completely miss the point. So now I've began to set silent boundaries, right? Silent boundaries. No arguments, no essays, no emotional labor, just action. So now, y'all, instead of being the queen of long paragraphs and explanations, right, I'm no longer an expert negotiator. I simply unfollow, mute, unfriend, block when necessary. Y'all, and I even take it a step further. One of my favorites, I decline invitations. I leave group chats. I say no with no reason, and I simply walk away without announcing it. And y'all know what the best part about this is? When you stop explaining, you realize how much of your power you've been giving away. Right, Young Restless? You recognize that you've been giving so much of you away. Some people simply thrive on your reactions. They want you to bet, to plead, to argue. Because as long as you're engaging with them, they still have a hold on you, right? As long as you are there to argue with them, they're like, yes, I got her. I got her. And I'm like, not me. You're not going to have a hold on me. I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm not going here, there, and everywhere with you, right? So when you remove yourself silently, when that little voice in your head says, move in silence, y'all, that drives them crazy. They start wondering, did I do something? Are they mad at me? Should I reach out? And the best advice that I could give y'all to that is let them wonder. Let them wonder. Okay? Medina, welcome in. Now, as we're doing this, as we're setting our boundaries and we're starting to move in silence, the next thing that we're going to have to address, you guys, is guilt. Okay? Guilt. Let's talk about it. Everybody type guilt in the chat because we know that guilt will have us set back 50 years, taking toxic energy. So we're going to address the elephant in the room. His name is guilt. Thank you, Miss Ra Ra. Because I know that there's someone listening who thinks, what if they think I'm being mean? What if they think I'm being mean? What if they get mad? What if they go telling other people that I've changed? I got a very simple answer. Let them. Baby, let them talk. Okay? Let them get mad. People will get mad. Let them. Let them talk. Yeah, they're going to try to make you feel bad for choosing your peace. But how can putting yourself first be a problem? Ask yourself, are those really the kind of people that I even want having access to me? Right? I keep bringing Dr. Seuss up for y'all every day. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter won't mind. In fact, they will encourage you. They will point out, I see you growing. Exactly. Miss Rara says, let them scratch their hiney and get glad. Exactly. I used to feel guilty every time I walked away from someone. But you know what made me stop? Realizing that they didn't feel guilty when they were draining. I can remember being in a rather toxic relationship prior to getting married, right? Grand Rising, Milton. Welcome in. Thank you. Um, I can remember a toxic relationship, and um, and this is definitely no diss. I feel like I need a disclaimer, right? This is no diss to him. Um, but we were good friends. We were just not good lovers, and um, throughout the relationship, he was a little less than faithful, and you know we had our fair share of, highs and lows in this relationship. And so when I finally decided to set my boundaries and put myself first, I decided to have a conversation with him and to say, hey, I'm I've met someone and I want to see if I can establish something real. And y'all, this is when I used to be the queen of long explanations, right? So I, have worked myself up all day to give this explanation of why I feel like I want to move over here and grow instead of taking these pieces that you keep giving me, right? And so I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you. I've met somebody and I want to see where this can go, which means I got to end things with you. And it's cool because you already got something with somebody else anyway. So why I'm explaining this, I don't know, right? But I felt like I needed to do it. I wanted to give him the explanation that I felt like he had never given me. But y'all, when I say he just picked out the one sentence that said, you got a new man, and like cut me off, pretty much like just cussed me out, ended things. And I'm like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving you the respect of telling you that I'm moving on, but he didn't want to hear it. And so that was the last day that we had spoke, probably for a long while. I'll just say a long while, you guys. And I did feel guilty at first, but then I had to stop and realize, hold on, that's the same energy you've been serving me for quite a while. So why am I the one feeling guilty? I don't recall you ever feeling guilty when you did me wrong. So I had to remind myself of what I deserve and who I am and what I'm worth. And of course, I moved on. I got married, living my happily ever after. But again, I had to ask myself, is this really the person that I would want to be with? So just like you guys, yeah, I felt guilty walking away from people before. But once you stop and you realize that they didn't feel guilty where they were draining you, mistreating you, cheating on you, neglecting you, abusing you, they don't feel guilty when they're doing any of these things. So why should I feel guilty when I'm reclaiming my peace? Right? I had to step out of my too nice era. Are any of you currently in your too nice era? Right? Because I used to be too nice. And what I mean by a too nice era, for me, I used to allow people to stay in my life way past their expiration date. Rah rah, come to the front of the classes, right? We got people in our life way past their expiration date. Okay, Milton? And I used to let people disrespect me multiple times. Yeah, Crystal said I was a doormat. Exactly. Let them walk in, walk out. Didn't matter. And even when I did speak up, y'all, I gave them chance after chance after chance. Like I'm telling y'all, I was the expert negotiator. I wanted to believe the best in them. I wanted to be understanding, right? I didn't want to be a quitter. But in the process of being in that season, I learned that some people count on your kindness to keep mistreating. They count on your kindness so they can continue to mistreat you. Exactly, Milton. And so now I don't play that game anymore, right? One time is a mistake. You don't you don't have to go up beside my head 20 times for me to realize, oh, this is a problem. Baby, one time is a mistake. Two times is a pattern. Three times is a choice. I'm going to say that again. One time is a mistake. Two times is a pattern. Three times is a choice. And once you've made your choice to mistreat me, to neglect me, to hurt me, to abuse me, I get to choose not to participate. See, peace is a choice. So the first time you fumble me, okay, we're going to consider this a teachable moment, right? The second time you do it, oh, I'm going to notice a pattern in what you're doing. And I'm going to say, you know what? We've talked about this before, but let's revisit it, right? The third time, now you're choosing to hurt me. Now you're choosing to fumble me. And that's your choice. So now it's my choice to choose me. I choose not to participate. Because at the end of the day, protecting your peace is your responsibility. Nobody else's. It is your responsibility. And you don't owe anyone unlimited access to your energy. You don't have to keep explaining why something doesn't sit right with you. If you feel it in your spirit, that is reason enough. So today, I want to ask you to ask yourself, okay, who or what in my life is draining? Write it down. Where am I giving too many explanations? Write it down. What boundaries do I need to set without guilt? Write it down. And once you've written down your answers, the next step is to move accordingly. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your energy. Because real talk, peace isn't something you find. Rich Rising Club, peace isn't something you find. Peace is something you choose. Miriam says peace stands for positioning everything and creating empowerment. I like that. But yeah, you guys, peace isn't something you find. You don't stumble upon peace. Peace is something that we choose. I want to close out today with an affirmation, a few affirmations for us. Y'all know I'm really big on affirmations and setting intentions. We'll start by saying, I give myself permission to revoke access from anything that disrupts my peace. I give myself permission to revoke access from anything that disrupts my peace. And when I say anything, that also means anyone. So I give myself permission to revoke access from anything or anyone that disrupts my peace. I am not responsible for other people's reactions to my boundaries. I am not responsible for other people's reactions to my boundaries. I choose myself without guilt, without explanation, and without hesitation. I choose myself without guilt, without explanation, and without hesitation. Miss Rara, girl, you better say that loud for the people in the back. I choose myself without guilt, without explanation, and without hesitation. So listen, y'all, that's what I got for y'all today. I hope this message really speaks with someone. If this message spoke with you, please take the opportunity to share this with someone who needs it. And always know that if you need additional support, you already know how to find me. All right. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. If you've enjoyed our time together, excuse me, if you've enjoyed our time together, be sure to give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. And don't forget to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. There you can book a personalized one-on-one coaching session. I also invite you to check out our affirmative apparel and other motivational merch, including our Room to Breathe project music, as well as the treasure trove of free resources we have designed just for you. So whether you're looking to elevate your self-care game or you want to find a little extra inspiration to get you through the day, know that we've got you covered. I thank each and every one of you for being a part of the Self Care Club community today. And I'm excited to connect with you all again soon. But until next time, I encourage you to keep breathing, stay positive, and remember that you will always be supported here at the Self Care Club. Don't be afraid to take up space and make a little room for you to breathe. I pray that you all have an amazing day on purpose, filled with nothing but purpose. And I look forward to reconnecting soon. Thank you.
I found my room to